that even when you're in a relationship, for example, um, women actually don't even prefer to work full time and even be at work. 70% of women in a marriage do not prefer to work full time. Actually, 70% of women would actually prefer not to work full time, but actually in a relationship, in a marriage, 70% of women actually do work full time. So just to add to that whole analogy that the women don't even actually want to be at work at rates that they are at work. The number is actually exact. But yet you do go to work and you treat your boss a lot of times better than you treat your spouse. It's disgusting.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
why give your boss that much authority
exactly
over you than the
why?
person that cares for you and deals with you on a daily basis?
Who is part
Regular.
of your team?
Yes.
You doing something for your boss to help that company will help that company, yes, and you'll get paid. But doing something for your husband is going to be the real benefit towards the success of your life in actuality. Because let's say you do spend 5, 10, 15, 20 years and you retire from that job. Guess what? You're going to spend the rest of your life, hopefully, if you do it right, with the person you married.
Exactly. It's interesting because it's like at a work environment, people naturally have like conflict resolution skills because you have to, because to be able to do something and put your differences aside to work towards a common goal that you might not agree with, but you still basically, uphold the policy or uphold the standard. But I might have a standard in my relationship, but you feel the need that you can break that standard when you feel the need to, or you don't feel happy, or you feel, that things are not going the way you would like them to go. But in your job, you got SOPs and policies to follow, procedure and guidelines that you might not even agree with, but yet you'll still follow them because you understand the duty and how the things work. It's more structure and order. And I always said that your relationship should be like a job in that regards too, being structured, because it makes people from basically getting outside a boundary, and then there's no boundaries. Which if there's no boundaries, we already know it's chaos.
Yes.
It's chaotic.
Without
work,
order, there's chaos.
Yeah. And what do you have at work? Order. And people, it's funny, people can work in a job for 20 years because it's order, but can't last a relationship for a year. But if I told a woman that I want you to write down some policies and procedures for me, and I do it for her, she would say, why would you want to, I've done this. Why would you want to take it that serious? Why do I got to write it down? Because I want you to write down what parameters you want for me, and I'm going to write mine down, and then we're going to use this as a guideline for the rest of our relationship. But that's holding you accountable, though.
Yes.
Because if something changes, I'm like, no, you didn't require me this from day one. This is what your tenets were. I'm following your tenets. So what's the difference in the work environment?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it allows people to be more accountable and to hold people to a higher standard to be responsible for their word. And relationships should be done in that way. I mean,